Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, April 27th market update. On the economic front, the monthly S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index showed slight improvement overall in pricing. Consumer confidence number came in at 57.9, exceeding the forecast of 53.5. On deck for tomorrow is the FOMC meeting announcement at 2:15 Eastern Time, Fed funds rate, and then we'll have the weekly EIA petroleum status report. Of course, today, the huge sell-off. Goldman Sachs was on the Hill today testifying in front of the Senate subcommittee. And then, of course, S&P cut Greece's debt rating to junk. Also cut Portugal's debt rating. And some people are starting to be worried about Spain's debt. So the whole sovereign debt thing's rearing its ugly head again. And, of course, I'm sure they're worried about ours as well in the U.S. So, it was just not a good combination, I think. And plus, we were getting a little toppy. So the dollar and gold were up. Silver, copper, and oil were down. Taking a look at the dollar, had a breakout above the 24 area where it had previously been, up against some resistance here around the 24.12. Really big buying. MACD's back up. Dollar's probably going to go higher possibly. It's looking pretty good for that. And let's see here. Let's take a look at the light sweet crude futures. They were down another $1.76 today to settle at $82.44 a barrel. Let's go look at the no change really here in the point figure for the West Texas Intermediate crude chart. We're still kind of in here. We're already on this sell signal, and it's already bearish to 76. We do have this support around 80 on the uptrend line, and now I'm starting to wonder, as weak as oil was today, if we might not come back down to this area here, but we'll see. That would take some time, but I don't think it'll happen right now. Plus, we had that big oil spill and stuff, and that rig that sunk. So you'd think that oil would be going up, not down, but it all depends on the dollar and the euro. So back over, let's take a look at the Dow. So the Dow closed down 213 points to 10,991. S&P closed down 28 points to 1,183. Nasdaq closed down 51 points to 2471, and the Russell closed down 17 points to 721. The Dow held up the best by being down 1.9%, and the Russell was the weakest, down 2.38%. So big caps were holding up much better than the small cap Russell. So volume across the indices were 50 to 100% higher than average. So a lot of selling, man. Everybody started freaking out when we lost this trend line, and we started taking out the 20s and stuff on some of these. So actually, I don't even have the 20 on here, do I? Not good. So the trend line's broken. Hasn't been broken since February the 5th. So keep that in mind. We are around a possible area of support. We got the 30-day moving average under us here on the Dow. S&P trend line broken as well. So it's possible that we need to see here, and maybe a few days here. I mean, one day doesn't change the whole market here, but it was pretty bearish selling today. We could actually get a pop, may go slower, and then go back up. Then we come back up here and test these where we broke down from these trend lines. So you may watch a 1200 test. We'll see what we do there. But I'm thinking we're probably going lower over time. That was pretty nasty sell off today. Nasdaq broken too, and then Russell actually is just right there. And it's right on the top of its trend line here. You can still consider it that it's okay. Gold, held up really well today. I'm gonna have to go to different charts if these things have been hanging up now for 2 or 3 days. GLD, the ETF, broke out. Gold's looking really good. Lots of buying. I guess defensive here, buying gold. So that's looking good. SLV, it's holding up all right. It's still in this kind of tight range, back and forth. It's not really going much of anywhere. Copper was taken to the woodshed, down 5%. Not looking good for copper. And financials, XLF. XLF had really already broken down its trend line here. Here it went back up and it kind of tested it here, and didn't really go anywhere, and we felt collapsed again. Very heavy selling in XLF. The financials are not looking too good right now. So let's go over and take a look at the McClellan. So McClellan is at minus 33.55, so we're we're into this oversold area, but we're not really oversold yet. We'll be oversold when we get down in here minus 60. You can see where we get here minus 180. We get much more oversold than this, so we could actually go down more. And let's see, sectors. One of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. That was the gold index. It gained 0.34%. The insurance index was the weakest, down 4.18%. Also, oil services was really weak, and home construction and semis. Oh, forgot to look at the VIX. VIX was flying today. Volatility index up 30.57%. So lots of volatility. If you want to call it the fear index, it was massive. We're back up near this area here where we've kind of rolled back down before. We'll see if that happens. Let's go over to chart watch. I'm not really excited about jumping on longs right now. I'll go over these inverses. We've gone them before. DOG broke above the about the downtrend line. This is not a double leverage, so you could go long DOG, especially if we get any type of a bounce. You could might want to pick them up then. TZA, this is a triple leverage small bear. TZA, I would wait till it gets over about 6 with volume. It's still right there below the trend line just a little bit. Financial bear 3 times. If you're going to do these inverses too, you need to watch them. You need to check them, once in a while. You don't just buy them and leave them there for days or whatever. FAZ looks good, broke above the trend line, looks good for the bears. SCO, this is the ultra short crude. I'm reminding everybody, I would wait till 1250. There is a level of resistance here, so I'd wait till it crosses 1250 with volume. And BGZ, another one breaking higher today. This is the large cap 3 times, so it broke out above. So this is pretty bearish stuff. Of course, gold we already looked at. GLD, you might want to consider some IAG. Broke out, probably got about a $3 range in here. It's probably going to get back up to around this 19 or so at least. So like that one. Gold Corp has some resistance around this 41, but it had a lot of volume. It's probably going to push through it eventually. GG's looking good. X-Ray holding up really well, even though, like I said, I'm not real eager to go long, but if it takes out its high today, you might want to consider it. Fix. Comfort Systems, another one. It was actually trying to go higher. Should get up to around this level, so I would wait on it, but held up really well. Looks good. Home Ends held up really well. Sitting right there at that support level around that 35 or so. Did not want to sell that off. JP Morgan, the only reason I'm even bringing it up is if you're wanting to buy a bank at a discount, maybe not be a bad time. It's setting right at its 200-day moving average here, so not looking too bad, especially to maybe not for a trade, but more of an investment. Cheesecake Factory, another one that held up pretty well. Might watch it. CMG is holding up well. Weatherford is trying to hold it there, that 1780 support area. RTEC holding up really well. CSX right around the support area there at that 55.60 or so. And this CRUS was flying today on the back of its earnings. So let's go over and take a look at the this is the current market signals. We follow the point and figure charts of the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P. Currently, they're all still remain on a buy with these price objectives haven't changed yet, but I do want to bring up that on the Dow, if we print, these are 50-point box size, if we print 10,950 on the Dow, we will go on a sell signal. We'll print 1 box lower than the prior column of O's. We'll put us on a sell signal on the Dow. And NASDAQ is close as well. S&P is not, but the NASDAQ is close. We print 2,460. We will go on a sell signal on the NASDAQ. So one more box lower than this column here of O's. So 2,460 on the NASDAQ. So we're close to sell signals. And S&P's not close and don't really have time to go over that one. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching InvestSharp's Daily Market Analysis.